because the loser of this game right now is going to be eliminated from the tournament, and the winner is going to advance into the losers bracket finals, I believe, or semifinals
Semifinals.
rather. So yeah, this is a very high pressure game for both teams, and let's see if they're still running these same comps. I do believe they are, and there doesn't seem to be any sort of composition or player changes right now, and no, which is expected. I don't think they should be changing anything up
Yeah.
just because you want some consistency going into this third game. Let's see. I'm actually going to inspect both Boomkins to see what talents they're running. Flamer is running with that Displacer Beast. I want to see if Kygo is also playing with Displacer, or is he's playing Wild Charge. He is playing Wild Charge. So that is, I think, all in all, a smarter decision playing Wild Charge on this map as a Boomkin, especially if you're really familiar with using that ability, because it's really powerful for getting into a position to um, attack an FC, because oftentimes FCs will stand in the back of their graveyard and you can't displace your beast above terrain, so the Boomkin can use his Wild Charge to get past, or to get, I'm sorry, on top of the graveyard and connect with that FC. So I think I agree more so with Kygo's talent choices in these matchups. But the gates are about to open, and we should see once again, as the first two games have shown, a ping dominated mid fight, using that arcane mage, getting some early control and momentum over this team of Harvest.
This will be really interesting to see how if Ham God can kind of adjust his play a little bit. Maybe make the saps count a little more, and if well, it's not that Ham God saps don't count. It's that oh wait, we might see. Oh, that was really close. Harvest Lord and
Yeah,
Ham
getting
God were
really
really
close
close
to
there.
Harvest Lord.
To see if the team can actually react to Ham God saps, set up some more
And I actually
pressure.
want to see if Ham God's going to open on anyone. He is just chilling with his FC right now. Muskie, again, I think, going to open up behind the team of Harvest right now. A lot of damage being pumped into Harvest right now. Agonist is dead already, and Muskie Lord is going to open on getting a really clutch War Stomp on both Living Force and Blur, is forcing the trinket from both of them. So really good job by Muskie getting some early pressure with that War Stomp behind enemy lines.
Wow. Wow. I just the fact that oh, Kabler's just literally gets destroyed. That's gonna really hurt Harvest. They're probably gonna get pushed back at this point, but Harvest is kind of able to recover really good when they're behind. We saw that in the first game. Harvest Lord not taking the flag up roof this time. It looks like he's just gonna go ramp. Armorous is there to cut him off. Probably will take it back in. We'll see.
Yeah, and let's see what Hamgod is doing. Hamgod is just continuing to fight in this mid, maybe looking to open up onto Living Force. I'm not exactly sure what he's doing. He hasn't picked a target yet. He did try right there, I do believe, to get a sap on the Blurs, but Blurs was able to get combat quite quickly. Right now, this is a familiar position for Harvest, getting pushed into their own graveyard. And Ping, they did lose Yorkie right there, but Harvest is down 2 players. Ping is only down their Arcane Mage. So, once again, Ping does seem to have the advantage in this mid fight, and really showing how much they can dominate enemy teams with their aggressive mid-oriented playstyle.
Yeah, Harvest is still up in there. I think Amorous gave up on. No, Amorous is just making sure that Harvest Lord cannot get across mid. So Ping will actually be down a hunter in mid during all of this, because if they let Harvest Lord get across, they've seen it. His team is really able to keep him up really well. Usually when it comes down to that, I think Muskie would drop before Harvest Lord would. So they
Yeah,
are
so
down a hunter.
Amorous is just pretty much playing what I would call like goalie right now. He's preventing anything from getting out of that base and to his team. He's just blocking Harvest Lord from connecting with his team. So I think that's a very smart positioning move by Amorous, and actually he is going to go back in the team fight, throw some damage out onto the enemy team, as I do believe he is a survival hunter. So yeah, he can do all his damage on the move, and it's quick instant cast burst damage. So Hammer's going to throw a little bit of damage into mid, and right now Ping has both Kygo and Blackout Kegs dead, so Harvest is able to push Ping back into their graveyard. This is a nice turnaround from what we've seen in games past.
Harvest Lord is on
Harvest
the run
pushing
now.
it. Yeah, so right now is the perfect time for Harvest Lord to get behind his team now that they've pushed up. So really good job by Harvest regaining control of the mid fight, and Harvest being able to get out of the base very quickly. And Muskie just picked up the flag. Let's see if there's anyone on defense. Hamgod is escorting Muskie, and I have seen this play before. Yes, so both Muskie and Hamgod are going roof. And when we were playing these guys last week, this is exactly the position I saw them in, where they have Hamgod just babysitting Muskie on that roof. And unfortunately, there isn't a rogue that could endanger Muskie right now. And even if there was, Hamgod would be there to help defend his flag carrier. But what this means is that there are two players essentially AFK for Ping right now. So while this is a very conservative play, it doesn't have very much offensive merit. It's really the defensive play. You do this especially against teams with rogues, but I think Muskie is just going to be content on that roof right now with tap out.
And I think right now would be, well, a couple seconds ago would have been the perfect time for Ping to actually go offensive because I don't know if you saw, but they were down a healer and Saxon was also down, so I think they had the advantage in mid for a second there, but they just decided to hold it there. Muskie's still sitting roof with Hamgod, so yeah, like you said, pretty much AFK, and Harvest Lord is free to heal all he wants for his team because they do not have a rogue on the opposing
And
side.
yeah, so right now, this is the perfect time for Harvest to go offensive because Blackout Kegs, Party Girl X, and Junior Big Chief are all dead. So the front line plus a healer, and now about to be two healers, are dead. So Harvest can really capitalize on this and contain the enemy team in its graveyard. And I want to see some sort of push by Harvest onto the flag carrier Muskie, but I don't think Hamgod is with him anymore. Hamgod is with him, I'm sorry, hiding in that tunnel, just waiting for someone to push in. There is no rogue on Harvest, and there is only one stealth class with Flamer, so he's the only person who could potentially sneak around. And right now, Saxon is escorting Honey Buns across the field into the base, and Hamgod might be opening up on Harvest right now with that sap on the Saxon. Really good Arcane Torrent by Hamgod following that ambush. I don't know if Harvest... Yeah, so Harvest Lord did have Displacer Beast up. Saxon really needs to put out the pressure on the Hamgod.
Great first aid there by Off the Hook G.
Yeah, unfortunately right now for Saxon, Hamgod does have that evasion popped, but once his evasion is gone, he's pretty much a sitting duck. And yeah, exactly. So Hamgod is going to go down, and I don't know what Muskie's doing. Muskie's making a break for it. Unfortunately for Muskie, there are 7 stacks, so he isn't going to be able to move quicker. And Saxon is on the pursuit right now.
Agonist with a great concussive shot. Barely seeing the line of sight.
Shot. And let's see if we can get a Fist of Fury by Saxon. There is the Displacer Beast.
Party Girl's there. Can he get to the heal? Oh man.
Yeah, so really good Fist of Fury by by Saxon. I'm sorry. Muskie was forced to trinket that and did get a really good War Stomp, and Muskie did connect with his healers right there, and this is now actually a really good position for Ping because Harvest has 2 members of their team down. You might be seeing a third down in just a second, and Ping, has them in a really good position, being forced into their own graveyard. So let's see if Hamgod chooses to go offensive here. And I think he will. He is sneaking around the Alliance ramp, and I think he's going to be looking to do some sort of offensive push on the Harvest Lord. And what I want to pay attention to at this moment is what sort of DPS decide to assist Hamgod in his offensive push. And if it is that Boomkin running Wild Charge, I think they can make some really clutch plays happen. I want to see where Kygo is positioned right now. So Kygo is just continuing to cleave mid in human form, but let's see if anyone on this team of Ping decides to push up on offense with Hamgod. It appears that Hamgod is actually backing off of Harvest Lord for just a moment, and Harvest Lord deciding to drop into that graveyard. So I think that's a smarter decision. Harvest Lord just needs to make sure that he's in line.
Muskie just gets dropped. He literally just got one-shotted. I didn't catch that either.
Yeah, I wasn't catching that. I was completely focused on the Harvest Lord. I don't know, yeah, what happened. I mean, there are a lot of stacks, but now the difficulty is that Harvest Lord needs to get back in his base. An opener from Tappa right there. Let's see if Harvest Lord can survive. I don't think he will. It's drop, and the return is done by Amorous. And so now we are reset to the beginning of the game, and let's see if these teams are able to get quick caps on each other. Both Musky Bad and Harvest Lord crossing midfield right now. Harvest Lord deciding to go into travel form while Muskie is stealthing. So right now, if either team can play some sort of containment game, it could spell trouble. And look, the entire roster of Ping, pretty much the entire roster of Ping is in the graveyard right now. And so Harvest Lord just needs to look to pick up that flag. And right now the Rogue is actually dead. And I think Harvest needs to push in and contain this team of Ping in their graveyard because they need to make sure that Harvest Lord can get across the map. And I want to see what Muskie Bat is doing right now. Muskie appears to be going up ramp.
Harvest Lord already has a pick.
Yeah, Harvest Lord getting that pick, and I do believe it's going to be Saxon on D that's going to be contending Muskie Bat, so let's see what's going to go on there.
Muskie's still stealthing. He actually likes to wait a little bit to get the flag, maybe for assistance or just to kind of surprise Harvest Lord, but Harvest Lord pretty much safe. He's going to get behind his team due to the fact that they're kind of containing them behind, or sort of in their graveyard. But
and I'm calling it right now. I see a return just in a moment by Saxon and Harvest Lord. I think if Harvest Lord pushes into that base with Saxon, there's no way that Muskie's going to be able to get out. And Muskie unstealthing in the flag room, Saxon turning his back, not seeing Muskie until the last moment. Muskie picking up that flag. There are no stacks right now. He's going to displace her. I'm sure he's going to be flying serpent kicking in just a second to catch back up. But Saxon is just on the pursuit. There's the flying serpent kick. Let's see if he can get a Fist of Fury. Fist of Fury onto Muskie Bat. He is forced to trinket that. So that, he needed to trinket that. But right now it's a 1v2 situation. Muskie Bat fighting both Harvest Lord and Saxon. And I do think he's going to go down here in just a moment. He does decide to drop the flag. And I think he is just going to die. And I think this should be a cap for Harvest.
that was, I don't think you saw that, but Agonist kind of with a great play there. He caught Kygo out of stealth, I believe. Kygo was going to go help Muskie out, but Agonist just completely 100 to 0 Kygo. So Muskie probably thought he had assistance, but he really didn't, and he couldn't 1v2 versus the FC and a monk there. So that's a cap for Harvest.
Yep, but this is almost the exact same situation we've seen in all three of these games. We need to make sure that Harvest Lord is able to get the flag across the field. And, if I were Harvest right now, I'd be looking to set up a gauntlet as soon as Harvest Lord is able to pick up that flag. And let's see where Muskie is. Muskie is just stealth in mid, trying to get around the backside of Harvest right here. I do believe Muskie is probably going to unstealth in just a moment. Muskie really needs to pick up this flag to prevent a quick cap.
Saxon died to falling damage right there. That's too bad. He was 1v2 in Hamgod and Kygo. Hamgod picked the flag, dropped it off to Kygo. Definitely going to get it over to Muskie here. Looks like the mid control is going to Harvest right now, though. We'll see if Muskie can pull this off. I doubt it. I think, yeah, Harvest Lord has the pick right now.
So Harvest Lord has the pick, and he just needs to make sure that he can get to his team. I don't think he's going to be picked off by Hamgod. Hamgod is in the midfield right now, so not in any sort of position to get saps out on Harvest Lord. And Harvest Lord just needs, once again, to connect with his team, and I think they should be pushing for a 10-man gauntlet on their roof. I think that is the most ideal situation, and ideal strategy that they could be using. Harvest Lord is going to throw out some heals. I think he should just be sitting in bear form right now. I mean, I know there aren't any stacks, but if you were to get caught in a sap and the team were to connect on him, you'd be in a very dangerous situation. Actually, very clutch move by Agnes, pulling Hamgod out of stealth. And they should be killing Hamgod just momentarily. Really good job. And right now, this is exactly the time I want to see Harvest pushing back to their base because Hamgod and Kygo are dead. So you just wiped their stealthing offense. I do think right now that Harvest should be pushing back. Let's see what they decide to do. Harvest is deciding just to stay in this midfield, in this mid fight, and really this is crunch time for Ping. They really need to get something going offensively, and right now there's three members of their team are dead. I'm sorry, two members now, Amorous and Yorkie. So if Harvest can just get back to their base, I think they should be able to 10-man turtle on roof for the remainder of this game. I don't see Ping coming back from this unless Harvest makes a really big mistake.
Falthor's in kind of a bad spot right now. No, he gets out of there. He charges back towards Blackout Kegs. They're still holding mid. I think that this is a pretty even game right now, and it's going to go to the next cap. I don't know if we'll see it. There's a minute and 40 seconds left. It'll be close regardless.
Yeah, and I think there are going to be 5 stacks when this game ends. Muskie Bad dropping the flag and handing it off to Art. And the reason why they're doing this is because Muskie wants to get some ferocious point damage on the Harvest Lord. But here, let's look. Harvest is going up to Roof right now with their entire team, and this is exactly what I think they should be doing in this situation. I don't know where Hamgod is right now. Hamgod is on the. He's going to be in front of. So really good job by Hamgod being in front of Harvest. The game right now is basically in Hamgod's hands, I think. Right now, if he can just not reveal himself for the longest time, and he might be able to score a kill on the Harvest Lord, but it's really going to come down to, I think, Hamgod with this return. I think it's all up to him. It's going to be very unlikely that he scores a solo kill, but we'll have to see what happens.
Ardo's going back to base because he knows, okay, I'm not going to make it back in time. Basically, they need to get a kill and I need to cap instantly or we're going to lose this. So Harvest drops down. They're probably just going to kite here for a bit. Agonist is there
And
for
they are
the...
connected.
Oof.
Yeah,
Good
but
stop.
Kaigo is there, and Captain Kaigo's down, so I don't think, unless Hamgod is there for an ambush, I don't think anything's going to happen.
Ambush
Hamgod's
silence.
deciding to ambush.
Ooh,
Getting
he's
Harvest
very
in
low,
really
very low, very low.
well.
Oh, man.
Oh, he's going to get him.
Oh, man. 14 seconds left. Ping wins. Wow. Unbelievable. That's it.
Well,
Wow.
did Art cap the flag?
Art did cap the flag. That was
Oh, okay.
unbelievable. Wow. So Ping actually using Ping kind of getting their revenge for their first loss. They literally just capped the flag in the last 10 seconds of the game. So, wow, what a slap in the face to Harvest. That sucks.
Yeah, really unfortunate loss right there. I think Harvest played exceptionally well in that last game. You know,